Good evening, friends. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you this evening and speak about a subject which is truly very interesting and also an eye opener. Just to give you a little introduction of myself, Pramod Jain is my name. I'm practicing as a chartered accountant, also a registered valuer, insolvency professional, and I'm also on the board of a listed company, a BSE listed company as an independent director. Worked in the industry for 20 years as CFO, company secretary, legal head, finance head, and then changed my role to uh, teaching and training, and in that role was with a company called ArcelorMittal, and delivered my training programs on various aspects of finance leadership and work-life balance in more than 50 locations across the globe. Work-life balance is a topic which is very close to my heart, and not only I practice but try and promote as much as I can. I'm also a marathon runner, a passionate cyclist, and have authored two books on finance for value creation and you are a born winner. With this brief introduction, friends, let us go to our topic of today's session, and that is valuation is not about numbers, it's all about a story. All of us are valuation professional. Some of us for land and building, some of us for plant and machinery, and some of us for FSA, financial assets and securities. We do, all of us do valuation using different approaches and different methods from time to time. A question which always comes to mind of everyone, and that question is uh, valuation that we do, is approach important for the valuation, is method important for the valuation that we do, and more so in the context of what we saw in the case of Zomato, a loss making company, came out with a public issue. 1 rupee share was issued at a premium of 75 rupees. So the issue price 76 rupees. The issue got 38 times oversubscribed, and at one point in time the price of Zomato on the stock market was as high as 146. Today it has come down to about 134 or so. So the question that comes to minds of most people, how is that a loss making company is getting so huge valuations? What is something wrong somewhere? Is understanding of people wrong somewhere? What is that which is leading for such huge valuations? And friends, in this context, what I would like to say, valuation is not about numbers, it's all about a story. Valuation is not about numbers, is about a story. And this is what we are going to understand in this session today, and in this session today. Now let me ask you this question, friends. What is more precious, bread or gold? Bread or gold? Which of these two things is more precious? And your obvious answer is going to be gold is more precious. What is there to talk about? What is there to discuss about? Gold obviously is more precious than bread. And here I give you a situation. Lost on an island in middle of the sea, with tons of money with you, but hungry for weeks. Suddenly come a person before you selling gold and loaf of bread. My question to you is, what will you buy and at what price? Gold is available and bread is also available, and you got plenty of money. What will you buy? Will you buy gold or will you buy bread? Obviously, you will buy bread. What price will you pay for this bread? You will pay the same price that you would have paid for buying the gold in the normal case. Meaning what? Meaning this bread has a story. This bread, which otherwise was worth hardly anything, in the given situation, this bread is even more precious than the gold. Will you buy gold at that point in time? And your obvious answer is, what am I going to do with that gold? So, given a choice, will you buy at what price? And you would say, I will not pay even what I would have paid for a loaf of a gold for buying that gold. And that is, friends, every valuation has a story. Valuation is not about the numbers, valuation is about a story. So, this bread is in the given situation has acquired a different significance and different importance, and that is why you will be willing to pay this gold, you will be willing to pay for this loaf of bread same amount that in the normal course you would have paid for buying the gold. As a matter of fact, you might even would pay much higher an amount. And that's where there you are, and that is the story behind every valuation. So what is valuation, friends? Valuation is nothing but is quantification of utility of an asset or a liability. Valuation is what? Valuation is quantification of utility of an asset or a liability. On that island, middle of the sea, what is more, what has got more utility for you? What has got more value for you? Gold or bread? Obviously, bread has got more value for you. Obviously, bread has got more value for you. And remember, friends, that is the reason why many a times ostensibly certain companies share and their pricing and their valuation baffle us, and we start wondering as to why such companies are getting so huge valuations. To proceed further and get even better insight on this, because we are valuation professional, and obviously a lot of people must be asking this question: Amazon is incurring losses, but why this company is getting so huge valuations on the stock market? So many companies are incurring losses, getting huge valuations on the stock market. So for that, we need to understand number one as to what is valuation and what is purpose of valuation and what do we try to obtain while doing valuation. And number four, how important are the approaches and methods in case of valuation. If we understand answers to these questions, friends, it would be very easy for us to comprehend as to why certain companies, despite incurring losses, are getting so huge valuations. Why certain companies, even though they're incurring losses, why they're being valued worth in billions of dollars. Being valued in billions of dollars is all right. What is even more important, there are people who are prepared to lend money, to give money, fund these companies, even at those high valuations. So first of all, please understand what is valuation. Valuation is nothing but quantification of utility of an asset or a liability. Utility. Utility. That is the focal area, utility. So an asset is worth equal to what is its utility. And what is valuation? Valuation is converting this utility of this asset in terms of money, and that is valuation. And why do we need to quantify utility in terms of money because we have to take a decision. So the next question, what is purpose of valuation? The purpose of valuation is to take a decision. Quantification of the utility in terms of money gives you an idea as to what price should you pay, and that is the purpose of valuation, that is decision making. The third question, what do we try to obtain while we are doing valuation? So जब हम valuation कर रहे हैं, what are we doing? Are we trying to create some mathematical model through the valuation? Are we trying to do some Excel calculation through the model? Of course not. Of course not. Please remember, all the working that we do, whether in the Excel sheet or otherwise, whatever papers that we create, the papers that we create is not the valuation. Papers that we create, calculations that we do, that is not valuation. That process is only a tool to find out as to what is the fair value of that asset. So when we are doing valuation, we are not interested in those calculations or those numbers or those papers or those narratives. No, we are interested to find out as to what is the fair value. And therefore, the fourth question, friends, that we need to understand, how important is the approach, or how important is a method of valuation? And I would say, please remember, a method of valuation or an approach of valuation has a limited use. And what is the limited use? The limited use is an approach of valuation or method of valuation is only a means to an end. Approach or method is not an end by themselves. It is only a means. It is a means to arrive. It is a means to arrive at the fair value. So, if you are able to arrive at the fair value without using income approach, without using market approach, without using cost approach, if you are able to arrive at the fair value, and what is fair value? Fair value is something which is acceptable and agreeable to the buyer and the seller, who are under no influence or whatsoever, and they have a fairly good understanding of the asset that they are dealing in, and that is the fair value. So अगर आप कोई बिना मेथड यूज किए, बिना कोई अप्रोच को यूज किए, इफ यू कम टू अ फेयर वैल्यू, देन दैट इज फेयर वैल्यू. सो दैट इज परफेक्टली फाइन. A simple example I'll give you, friends. A young person, a young bachelor, is going to see bride for a girl for himself. And he looks at the girl looks at him, both look at each other, and something strikes between them. Something strikes between them. And the boy comes and tells his parents, this is the girl I am going to marry with. Period. Now, will this boy now ask, what is she doing? Where is she living? What are the background? What are her qualification? What were her marks in 12th standard? Not at all. If the girl also has the same kind of emotions for the boy, will she be interested in asking all those questions? Answer is no. So please remember, every valuation has a story. And why every valuation has a story? Because the purpose of valuation is to come to a decision. The moment you are able to take a decision, rest of the things become irrelevant. Rest of the things become irrelevant. And the method is irrelevant. Approach is irrelevant. Decision has been arrived. Period. Because see, today what is happening? All these companies, whether it is Zomato or it is Paytm or it is Policybazaar or it is Zerodha or it is Pesa.com, all these companies, they are doing tremendously good job, and we will understand what good job they are doing. And since they are doing a good job, people are wanting to invest in these companies. And when people are wanting to invest in these companies, they are not really interested in any kind of calculation. They do their own calculations, and at this price, this company is worth it, let me buy it. And that's the reason every day in the Economic Times or Business Standard or Financial Express, you will see big stories. This company has got so many $1 million of funding. A series, B series, C series, D series. This company has got valuation of $2 billion, $10 billion. And why is that so? Because those companies have a story. Now, friends, we all have heard of these companies: Alibaba, Amazon, Flipkart, IRCTC, Make My Trip, Jeevansathi.com, Naukri.com, Big Basket, Paytm, Freshwork, Uber Eat, Policy Bazaar, First Cry, InMobi, Yatra.com, Swiggy, Pesa.com, Grofers, Ola Cab, Delivery, Lenskart, Urban Ladder, Pepperfry, Byju's, Udan, Renew Power, Build Desk, Pine Labs, Dreams, Rivigo, Ola Electric, Airbnb, Zerodha, Cashify. We have heard of all these companies. We have heard of all these companies. And interestingly, friends, most of these companies today are incurring losses. Most of these companies are incurring losses. Yet they are getting extremely attracting valuations, and not only getting attractive valuations but also getting good funding. Question is why? Then, friends, you also must have heard of a company called TCS, Infosys, IRCTC, DMart, SDFC, Bajaj Finserv, Kotak, Mindtree, L&T, Reliance, Accenture, Axis Bank, Apple, Google, Microsoft. So you've heard of all these companies also. And all these companies are getting extremely attractive valuation as well. But the only difference is these companies are making profit. So the question that comes to the mind of every one of us, there is a set of companies, they're incurring losses, they are getting good valuations. And there is a set of companies which are making profit, and those companies are also getting good valuations. And therefore, the question that comes to the mind of every one of us, what is the difference and similarities between these two categories of the company? कि ये जो लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी हैं उनके वैल्यूएशंस बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, प्रॉफिट मेकिंग ये जो कंपनीज हैं इनके वैल्यूएशन भी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं. तो व्हाट इज द रीजन, what is the similarity or difference between these two companies? Let me tell you, friends, difference of course is one set of companies incurring losses and one set of companies are incurring profits. That is one difference. What is similarity? Similarity is, friend, all the companies in both these groups are fulfilling purpose of a business. All the companies in both these groups that I have just shared with you are fulfilling purpose of a business. And then this question can come to your mind as to what is the purpose of the business. And friends, that is what we need to understand. What is purpose of a business? Typically, most people would think that the purpose of a business is to make profit. And let me tell you, that is not correct. And why that is not correct? Because if purpose of a business was to make profit, then we would not see a company called Apple. Because the founders of Apple, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, within first few years of their operations started making profit. And they would have said that the purpose of a business is to make profit. We have made profit. Purpose is achieved. Let us close the business. If the purpose of a business was to make profit, we would not see a group called Tatas. Why? Because the founder of Tata Group, Sri Jamsetji Tata, even before thinking of steel plant in Jamshedpur, had earned enough wealth from his textile business and from his trading business for all his generations to come. He would have said that the purpose of a business is to make profit. I have made profit. Purpose is achieved. Let me close the business. He did not close the business. He thought of many projects. So why do I say that the purpose of a business is not to make profit? And that is because, friends, and please pay attention, I say that purpose of a business is to make profit because making profit in business is compulsory. Making profit in business is mandatory. Making profit in business is non-negotiable. Making profit in business is not a matter of choice. Making profit in a business is not a matter of an option. If you are in business, you better make profit. And you are in business, if you are not making profit, the least you can do is to give that business to somebody who can run this business and make profit out of it. And as a matter of fact, all of you must be aware, today there is a law in this country, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Codes 2016. Now, what is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code? It is nothing but if a business is not making profit, as a result of that, not able to pay to its creditors, operational as well as financial. Now, this business, the promoters of this business, the owners of this business have no right to run that business and remain owner of that company. They have to hand that over business to somebody who would then run it profit. So please remember, then what is the purpose of a business? And here you have to pay attention. And here you have to pay attention. What is purpose of a business? Purpose of a business is to create value. Purpose of a business is to create value. And what is the meaning of creating value? Meaning of creating value is to do things that will make life of people easy. Meaning of creating value is to do things better today than what they were yesterday. And remember, that is what a company like Zomato is doing. That is what a company like Amazon is doing. That is what a company like Flipkart is doing. That is what a company like Grofers is doing. That is what a company like Paytm is doing. Now, all these companies which are incurring losses, yet getting very high valuations, they may not be earning profit. But what they are definitely doing, they are definitely creating value. They are definitely creating value. And you can imagine, friends, if Alibaba or Amazon or Flipkart or Zomato or many such companies, if these companies have to put their shutters down tomorrow, can you imagine what impact of all these loss-making companies putting their shutters down will have on the global economy? And I can tell you, friends, if these companies who are currently incurring losses but getting very attractive valuations, if for some reason they decide to put their shutters down, governments of all the countries will come together and make sure that these companies don't put their shutters down. Why? Because if these companies put their shutters down, that is going to have such a negative impact on the entire global economy, which is unthinkable. So why these companies are getting huge valuations? Because they have a story. And what is the story that they have? Story that they have is they are creating value. And what value they are creating? They are facilitating the business. So what Alibaba is doing, what Amazon is doing, what Flipkart is doing. Now all these companies, remember, are making a platform available to all the manufacturers and the businessmen. Platform for what? Platform for selling their products. So selling their products, and they are facilitating the process, they are facilitating the business to happen. And that is the reason why these companies are even though incurring losses, yet these companies are getting very high valuations. And not only they are getting very high valuation, but they are also getting very good funding. So friends, the question is what is the secret of success? What is the secret of success and high valuations for any company? And that is, friends, we need to understand. And that is what we need to understand. So first thing that we need to understand, and that is purpose of a business, and the purpose of a business is to create value. And remember, that is the secret also of success of a business. So today, if a business has to succeed, what this business has to do? This business has to create value. This business has to create value. Please pay attention. if you are in business, if anyone is in business, if he wants his business to grow, he has to not focus on the product that he is making. So if I'm making a product X, if I go to a customer and tell, sir, I'm making product X, please buy it from me. Nobody is going to be interested in my product. Why they should be interested in my product? So when I make a product, I do not have to sell my product. What I have to sell? I have to sell two things. How my product is going to reduce pain of my customer, or how my product is going to increase pleasure of my customer. And please remember, if I can make it clear to my client or my customer, because of my product, your pain will come down. Because of my product, you will have very high pleasure in your life. I do not have to sell my product. My product will sell like a hot cake. And that is what is happening with a company like Policy Bazaar or Yatra.com or Make My Trip or Jeevansati.com or Zomato or Swiggy. What these companies are doing? These companies are helping the economy and its participants either in reducing their pain or in increasing their pleasure. And that is what, friends, we need to understand in the new age economy. If we have to sustain, survive, grow, and grow by quantum jump, then what we have to do, we have to ensure that whatever we do with that, we should be able to either reduce the pain of the client and customer, or we should be able to increase the pleasure of the customer and the client. And remember, then you do not have to look back, you do not have to be after the clients or the customer. The clients and the customer will be behind you. So what all these companies that we are talking about, what these companies are doing, ultimately these companies, remember, are helping the economy by reducing the pain or increasing the pleasure. And that is the reason why these companies are getting so huge valuations. Please remember, all these companies like IRCTC came out with public issue a few years back, and as I would remember, the issue price was something like about if I remember it correctly, about 300 or something. And today IRCTC is ruling close to 4,000 within a short span of 4 years. What is so wonderful, miraculous IRCT has done so as to get a valuation which is more than 10 times or more than 13 times. Please understand why IRCTC is being valued so much, because IRCTC has a story. And what is the story that IRCTC has? IRCTC has the story. Before IRCTC, before the advent of IRCTC, or before the facility that was available to you of booking your tickets, train tickets online, how would you book a ticket if you were to travel to another location? You will obviously travel to the railway station and stand in the queue maybe for 1 hour, half an hour or 2 hours, wait for your turn to come, and then tell the window clerk sitting out on the other side of the window that I want to travel to this location on this date. Can you please book me a ticket? And remember, you will be shocked many times, because the person would tell you that on this date ticket is not available. You would say, I want to travel by second class AC. He would say it is not available, and you will go home. So please, of course, you sometime will get your ticket also. Please understand, because of online ticket booking, now what is happening? Now you do not have to go to the railway station. You do not have to stand in the queue for hours. You do not have to spend money on the petrol. You do not have to spend your time. Plus, you are able to book the ticket of your choice in the train of your choice and in the class of your choice without much difficulty, sitting at home, and you get your ticket. So, and this is happening with all the people throughout the country. So imagine how much saving would you achieve every time when you would have gone for booking the ticket to the railway station. Just multiply saving, that saving with all the ticketing which is done in the whole country. And remember, that is the value which IRCTC is creating. And that is the story of IRCTC, and that is the reason why IRCTC is getting so huge valuations. DMart, another company, came out with public issue. Again, the public issue was around the same amount, and it got listed at double the price of the issue price, I would remember. And today, DMart is also ruling on the exchanges, inching towards a price of 4,000. Why is that so? Why DMart is getting such a huge value? Because DMart has a story. And what is the story of DMart? The story of DMart is, friends, number one, today, anywhere in the country, if you pass by a DMart outlet, you would see a long queue of people waiting outside for their turn to come. And why these people are waiting outside for their turn to come? Because DMart, with its technology, with its networking, with its supply chain management, is able to negotiate better prices from the suppliers and pass on those benefits to the customer. So the customer are getting the goods cheaper at DMart, and that is the reason why they are standing in the queue to buy the goods from DMart. And that is the value which DMart is creating. And remember, that value is reflecting in the share price of DMart. And that is the story that DMart has. So this is an example of IRCTC. This is an example of Zomato. This is an example of DMart, and this is an example of TCS. Now, what TCS is doing? TCS, for 14 years back, came out with a public issue, and I remember the TCS was the issue price of TCS that time was 825 rupees, and again it was 1 rupee share issued at 825. What TCS is doing today? TCS, remember, is not merely an IT major. What TCS is doing? TCS, with its product, helping all the companies across the globe in making their operations smooth, is helping all their clients all over the globe remove inefficiencies from their systems and making those systems more efficient. TCS, with their services, is helping companies earn more profit, and those profits which other companies are able to make are reflecting in the valuation of TCS, which again is inching towards 4,000, and that is despite giving some bonuses in between. And friends, that is what we have to remember. So valuation is less about the number, it is more about the story. So is your company has a story? And if your company has a story, then your company will get valuation. And please remember, the theme of the story is common for all. Theme of story is common for all, whether it is IRCTC or DMart or TCS or Infosys or any other company for that matter. The story can be different, but theme is going to be same. And what is the theme? Theme is this company helping the customer reducing the pains, or in increasing the pleasure? And that is the story behind every valuation. Let me ask you, friends, one more question. Now, personally, I'm a great fan of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar, and Virat Kohli. I'm a great fan of all of them. But I want to ask you a question. Personally, all these players, I'm just naming them, but there are so many of them. Personally, what is their contribution to India's economy? Personally, what is that Virat Kohli is doing? Is he producing something? Is he making some goods? Is he distributing those goods? Is it producing some services? Is he supplying those services? What is that Virat Kohli is doing? What is that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is doing? What is that Sachin Tendulkar is doing? But three of them are getting huge value. Huge value. Now, for their one appearance, they are paid in crores of rupees. For their they do the brand, they're the brand ambassador for so many products which are produced in this country, and merely they're not doing anything. They are just appearing in the commercials, and for appearing in those commercials they are being paid in crores. So a question that should come to your mind and in the minds of everyone, they are not making any contribution to the economy of the country in one way or the other. How is that they are getting so huge valuations? And please remember, that is why we say valuation, every valuation has got less to do with the numbers, it has got to do more with the story. And what is the story of Virat Kohli? What is the story of Sachin Tendulkar? What is the story of Mahendra Singh Dhoni? When they play cricket in the stadium and hit the fours and sixes and win the matches for the country, bring the World Cup or win other cups for the country, जब वो खेल के मैदान में छक्के मारते हैं, चौके मारते हैं, हिंदुस्तान को जिताते हैं, तो हर हिंदुस्तानी का जो प्लेजर है, प्लेजर का जो लेवल है, वो सातवें आसमान पे होता है, वो सातवें आसमान पे होता है. एंड दैट इज वाई महेंद्र सिंह धोनी और विराट कोहली और सचिन तेंदुलकर और एनी अदर प्लेयर फॉर दैट मैटर विल गेट ह्यूज वैल्यूएशन. So ultimately, friends, every valuation has a story, and that story is: are you helping your customer, your client, your people in reducing the pain, or are you helping them in increasing the profitability, in increasing the pleasure of those companies, pleasure of your customers? Now, friends, let me tell you what are the stories of some of these companies about which everybody asks as to why these companies are getting so huge valuation. What is the story of Alibaba, Amazon or Flipkart? The story of Alibaba, Amazon and Flipkart is these companies are making life of the sellers and buyers easy by bringing them on a single platform. So if you want to order something, you can simply go to Amazon or you can simply go to Flipkart, fill certain details, and you will have all the options available as far as the product is concerned, which even if you would have gone to a shop, you will not get all those kind of options in front of you. Plus you will get the prices, plus you will get some discounts, plus you will get some free delivery, and therefore you, without going to the shop, spending some time and money on petrol and waiting there, you are able to get your product sitting at home, and that is value creation. And that is the story of Alibaba, Amazon and Flipkart, and that is the reason why these companies are getting so huge valuations. What is the story of IRCTC? I have told you. What is the story of Make My Trip and Yatra.com? The story of Make My Trip and Yatra.com is again the same. So what you have to do, you want to book a ticket for air or any hotel. Typically, you would call up a hotel and ask that person. That person may be available, may not be available. That person may give you the answer, they may not give you the answer, and he will obviously not be able to tell you all the options which are available. He will only give you one option that he has, and in that case, you have no choice but to accept that. Against that, if you go to MakeMyTrip.com or Yatra.com or any such other portal, you have all the options available. You want to fly from Pune to Coimbatore or Chandigarh or to Delhi or to any other place for that matter. So all the options which are available are there in front of you. Not only all the options are available in front of you, all the prices are also available, and everything is available. That is the value creation that they are bringing for you. And that is the reason why all these companies are getting so huge valuations. Then what is the story of Jeevansathi.com, PolicyBazaar.com and Naukri.com? Why these companies are getting so huge valuation? Jeevansathi.com, just imagine a person, eligible bachelor, looking for a girl. Now, how does he find out a girl for himself? Or likewise, a girl, bachelor, eligible bachelor, looking for a suitable boy for herself. How would she find out? And remember, The boy has got certain specification in his mind. The girl also has got certain specification in mind. Now, you even if you meet people, you can't ask all those informations as to, what is your background, what is your income, where do you work, which company do you work for. All that information is not available. But today, what Jeevan Sati is doing, Jeevan Sati is making all the options that you may have available right in front of you with every detail that you want to know about that. वो कास्ट क्या है, सब कास्ट क्या है, लोकेशन क्या है, एज क्या है, क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है, कंपनी कौन सी, सब कुछ अवेलेबल है. And that is the story of jeevansati.com, and you can understand how much pain jeevansati.com is reducing for the people who use the jeevansati.com for matchmaking. And same is the case with the yatra.com as well. Okay, then you have what is the story for Policy Bazaar? Imagine typically you would like to buy an insurance for yourself or for your car or for your two-wheeler or for any other asset for that matter. Typically, if the policybazaar.com was not to be there, what would you do? How much time and effort you will need to spend to get a simple insurance policy? And that too, you would need to go to so many places, and a lot of people, of course, you will get a lot of brokers who would sell you the insurance policy, or agents who will sell you the insurance policy. But many times, in your experience, my experience, these people, they talk something, and because they're only talking and nothing is on paper, and therefore later on, you find it comes to your notice that whatever that person said was not right, it was wrong. What is happening with the policybazaar.com? You have all the options available right in front of you, isn't it? And you're able to very quickly buy an insurance policy and close the matter. And you have all the options. राइडर्स क्या हैं, राइडर्स क्या नहीं हैं, कौन कौन से इंश्योरेंस ले सकते हो, कौन से नहीं ले सकते हो, अगर ये लिया तो क्या होगा, वो लिया तो क्या होगा. All the options are made available at one place on a click of a button, and that is the story of policybazaar.com, and that is the story of Naukri.com. So there are companies spread all over the country and all over the world, and these companies spread all over the country, they are looking for suitable candidates. And imagine if a company like whichever company that we talk about, if that company has to find out a suitable person, how much difficult it is going to be for a company to really identify a person as per their requirement. So they will of course talk to the placement consultants and ask them to send the profiles, and the placement consultants of course invariably will send whatever is available to them, because for them what is important is to get some assignments from some company. With the Naukri.com, it's so easy for you. So you get the profiles, the kind of profile which are exactly meeting to your requirements. It saves you time, and it also saves you cost, because otherwise you would have had to contact some people, run around and this and that and do everything. And that saving that you will get is the value creation which is being done by Naukri.com. And that is the reason why Naukri.com would get so huge valuations. Of course, many of these companies, Naukri.com or whatever, many of these companies unfortunately are indulging in some wrong practices, which they will have to be careful, because if they do not follow ethics, then the customer will really beat them hard. Because today, governance, good governance, corporate governance, ethics are very, very important for everyone. Anyone who fails in complying with the ethics and the governance, that person or that company will get huge beating, and that is what they will need to be care of. So that's the story of jeevansati.com, policybazaar.com, and Naukri.com. Now, what is the story of Reliance Fresh, Big Basket, Zomato, Groffer, Swiggy, and Uber Eat? Remember, you want to eat, you want to have your lunch, or you want to have your breakfast, or you want to have dinner, but you are not in a mood to go out. And why not in a mood to go out? Because you are busy and you have a lot of things to handle, and therefore you can't afford to spend time merely in traveling from your place to the restaurant, in case if you are not in a home. So what you do, you simply order on Zomato or on Swiggy, and you get your stuff at your home, and at the best of the prices, and that is the value that Zomato is creating. That is the value which Swiggy is creating, and things like that. You want to have your grocery. For grocery, you of course need to go to a shop. You can of course go to a shop. And it's not that today also people don't go to shop. There are a lot of people who still go to shop. There are a lot of people who still go to restaurants and eat in restaurant. They don't order the food at home. But then market is, remember, a mix of all kinds of people. So there are people, who would not like, who would like to save their time, and there are people who got ample of time, so they would not mind to go to a restaurant. Swiggy or Zomato or companies of QSR, what they are doing, they are catering to the segment which does not have time and would like to have this stuff at home. And that is their value creation. And that's the reason why a company like Zomato is getting such kind of valuations. Then you have a company like Oyo and Airbnb. What is the story of Oyo and Airbnb? And remember, Airbnb is a fantastic story. Okay, I would talk less about Oyo because Oyo has been in controversy for some reason or the other. Airbnb, what a concept! What a concept! Remember, you own a house. House is lying empty for months altogether, earning nothing for you. A fantastic house, and suddenly you get in touch with Airbnb, you tie up with Airbnb. Now, without you doing anything, Airbnb is able to send you customer to your place, and they take care of that, and they are able to help you generate revenue from a house of yours which was otherwise lying empty. And if your house is at a place which is touristically attractive, even more better. And that is the value Airbnb is creating. If 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 the facilities which are available through Airbnb, if those facilities were not available otherwise, remember, people will have to go to the expensive hotels and spend more money. But today, when they do not have to stay in the expensive hotel, they can make use of the facility of the Airbnb, and which are reasonable. So you pay a reasonable amount as a customer, and the person in whose facility you are staying, he also gets some revenue. In the process, Airbnb also earns something. Everyone is benefiting, and that is the value which Airbnb is creating. And that is the reason why Airbnb will get huge valuation. That is the story of Airbnb. What is the story of Quicker, OLX, or Car Dekho? Same thing. You want to sell your car. If you want to sell your car, obviously you will need to let people know. And remember, with your limited time and resources, how many people can you let know that you have a car of this type, this brand, this make, this year of manufacturing, and this? How many people can you let know? Very few. But today, on OLX or on Quicker or on Car Dekho, you just need to upload your details, and now your car is in the public domain. Everybody who is interested in buying a car, he will come to know as to you have a car, and if your car specification are matching to his car specification, remember, the marriage happens and your car is sold like this at a price which is fair to both of you. And that is the story of Quicker, OLX, or Car Dekho. What is the story of Book My Show and Book My Ticket? You want to buy a movie. You want to watch a movie. And I would remember when I was in college, for watching a movie, we would need to reach to the theater much in advance, stand in queue for a few hours or maybe an hour, and sometimes you reach to the window, tickets are finished, and then you come home, which is very disappointing. Today, with Book My Ticket or Book My Show, what you have all the theaters available in front of you at a click of a button. You can see as to which is the movie that you want to watch, which is the place that you would like to go to, which is the show that is available, what is the price that you have to pay. All that is available. You do not have to face the disappointment of going to a theater and coming back because tickets were not available. That is the value that Book My Show or Book My Ticket, these companies are doing. And that is the reason why these companies are getting so huge valuations. And so friends, these are the stories of all these companies behind their valuations. there is a very strong message that I get from the stories of all these companies. And what is the message that I get for my benefit from all these stories of these companies? Number one, if anyone has to come up in life and do well in business or in practice or in service, in anything, that person has to ensure as to how am I going to reduce pain of my customer or my client, or how am I going to increase the pleasure of my customer or my client. If I am able to achieve either of these two, I do not have to worry about success in my business or service or in profession. So basically what I need to do, how do I need to orient myself as a professional? I need to orient myself as a professional in my products and services as to what solution I am giving to my client or to my customer. My product is not important. My company is also not important. What is important is whatever I am doing, am I giving a solution to my customer? And remember, if I am giving a solution to a customer, I do not have to worry about the marketing. I do not have to worry about the promotion. The promotion will happen automatically. The marketing will happen automatically. So that is the message number one that I understand from the stories of all these companies behind their valuations. And number two, the number two message that I understand from all these stories is adoption of technology. Adoption of technology. Please remember, the whole world is growing at a rapid pace. Population of all the countries are growing at a rapid pace. The problems of the growing population all over the world are going to be of different kind. Are going to be of different kind. So if the problems of the people of the growing population all over the world, if these problems are to be tackled, these problems cannot be tackled with the conventional ways of doing it. These problems can be tackled only with the help of technology. Only with the help of technology. So the second message, friends, that I get from the evaluations of all these companies, what these companies have done. Remember, these companies have only adopted technology. What Ola is doing, what Uber is doing, Ola, Uber, they are simply apps, nothing else. But these apps are based on certain technology, and it is because of the technology, adoption of the technology, Ola and Uber and likes of them are able to command such huge valuations and such huge a premium. So what the second message that we get is adoption of technology. The whole world is growing, and the problems of the whole world are also growing at an equal pace. And if those problems are to be taken care of, what is going to be the only facilitator in resolving the problems of the growing population of the world is the technology. Is the technology. So it is because of technology, the functions and the transactions and the operations everywhere will become easy and manageable. So second message, adopt the technology, and adopt the technology and use it and leverage it for your benefits. So friends, with all this, that valuation is less about numbers, it is more about stories. I am sure all of you would agree with me that in today's world, valuations will come to a company which is increasing the pleasure and reducing the pain, and valuation will come to a company which is giving the solution. Valuations will come to a company which is removing inefficiencies from the system and making the economy and the systems more efficient. So now the trillion-dollar question is, what is your story? Thank you so much. Thank you.